As we continue to navigate uncertain times during COVID-19, KNR is here for you. Our attorneys are ready to get you the legal representation you need from the safety and comfort of your own home. Call 1-800-HURT-NOW or visit knrlegal.com today.
AutoNation is open and ready to assist you. Visit AutoNation.com and drive safe.
We're connecting with doctors. We're connecting with community experts. We're connecting with you. This is Connect by 3 News.
Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to 3 News Connect. We want to keep everyone connected. That's why for the next 30 minutes, we're going to bring you all the latest details on the coronavirus pandemic. And I'm Monica Robbins, along with my colleague, broadcasting live from our homes, as we have done for the last month. Jay, do you believe it?
I can't believe it. This is actually the start of our 5th week of hosting from home. It really is crazy to think about. Monica, hello to you. Hello to everyone watching. I do hope you're managing this time as safely and as well as you possibly can. We're starting, as we do every day, with our latest headlines on the coronavirus. The information changes dramatically and quickly, and that information is power for all of us. It's hard to believe these numbers now, but when we take a look at the latest numbers, Ohio's, for some reason, coronavirus cases are growing a little more rapidly than we would like to see. We'll talk more about that later. Governor DeWine yesterday at his stay-at-home order mentioned that it will expire at May 1st, but feelings across the state and really across the country are mixed on this. The poll results show 60% of Americans are very concerned about starting up the economy right now. The other 40% say they're ready to get back to work and do it soon. In an effort to get more people tested for the coronavirus, President Donald Trump says he plans to use the Defense Production Act to help with the production of swabs for those tests. Those are critical right now. And today, the White House will hold a call with state governors about COVID-19 testing. We'll see what comes out of that. Now, much of the focus today is on not just the coronavirus tests themselves, but also the materials needed to properly conduct those tests. Because if you don't have all the materials, the tests are meaningless. In his briefing yesterday, President Donald Trump said that the materials, such as swabs and reacting agents, which are critical for the tests, are easy to get. But governors around the country are disagreeing with that, including our own governor, Mike DeWine. He says it's just not the case. Now DeWine is calling on the FDA for help to increase capacity of these items. Brandon Simmons explains what is needed.
In Ohio, we're less than 2 weeks from the May 1st date that Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has set to begin easing restrictions on stay-at-home orders, the first step to reopening the state. On NBC's Meet the Press, Governor DeWine made a direct plea to the FDA.
Our big problem today, I could probably double, maybe even triple testing in Ohio virtually overnight if the FDA would prioritize companies that are putting a slightly different formula together for the extraction reagent kit.
The reagent is a substance or mixture that is part of each test kit and is needed to analyze whether a person has contracted coronavirus.
We have a shortage, worldwide shortage of some of the materials that go into this.
The short supply of reagent has been a problem from day one, preventing labs and hospitals from ramping up testing to include those who are asymptomatic. As of Friday, Ohio has tested a little under 78,000 people in the state. That's just 0.7% of Ohio's population of 11.7 million. If the FDA were to approve a modified formula for the reagent, testing capacity would increase.
We really need help. Anybody in the FDA is watching. This would really take our capacity up, literally, Chuck, overnight.
It appears someone from the FDA was indeed paying attention. DeWine tweeted, "I was happy to get a very positive phone call just a short time ago from the FDA regarding my comments this morning on Meet the Press." DeWine didn't release any details about the conversation or whether a solution is forthcoming. But there is precedent that DeWine's words are persuasive. His plea weeks ago leading to the FDA approving the sterilization of thousands of masks for reuse by healthcare workers. We'll have to wait to see if DeWine still has that FDA charm. Now, I reached out to Governor DeWine's office to ask for more detail about that conversation he had with the FDA. They pointed me back to that single tweet, which of course says the conversation was positive. I'm Brandon Simmons, 3 News.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Monica, I want to talk to you about some of the numbers that are concerning. First of all, the number in Brandon's piece there, only 7% of all Ohioans have been tested. I'm far from an expert. That seems like a very, very small number. And the other thing is, I've noticed that I like to look at percentages. And last week, it looked like our percentages of new cases was down in the 4 and 5% range. And then late last week and over the weekend, those numbers continued to get higher into the 7, 8, 9. And then yesterday, double-digit increase in the number of cases, a huge explosion of number of cases yesterday. That concerns me when we're talking about opening our economy in less than 2 weeks. And that's the hot button issue right now. Are we ready to do that? And we talked about the poll that says 60% of Americans are concerned that May 1st is too soon. Where are you on that? And am I right in being concerned about the numbers that I talked to you about?
Well, I think in the middle of a pandemic, yeah, every number is something that we need to watch. And remember, Governor DeWine said the May 1st date is it's our goal. It's not, there is nothing firm in this time right now. So yeah, I really think that we have to pay attention to those numbers. And I think Governor DeWine is absolutely right. If we can get additional reagents and solutions made from the FDA, and I have to say, every day I get emails from the FDA, and it has been unprecedented, the amount of emergency authorizations that they have been giving. So it would not surprise me at all if today or tomorrow we see something where the FDA does authorize something to get cleared to speed up testing, if it hasn't even happened already. So yeah, I think those numbers are concerning, and that's something that we're going to watch. And I think that May 1st is, remember, that's our target date. But if something happens between now and then, that date may get pushed back. And we want to know what you think. Do you think May 1st is too early to start reopening things in Ohio? You can weigh in on the WKYC Facebook page and over on our Instagram account. We want to know what you think on that. And as state leaders and businesses are working to expand coronavirus testing across Ohio, a drugstore chain is joining in the effort as well. So RITE announced it's adding nasal swab testing sites across the U.S. And this is new video from one set up at the store on State Road in Parma. Testing in Parma runs daily from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And it will be set up as a drive-through in the store parking lot. And those who want to test, though, you have to pre-register online. And we have a link to all that information on our website at WKYC.com. Also, starting today, anyone going into Metro Health will be required to wear a mask. Everyone, meaning staff, visitors, and patients, must wear a mask. The mask must cover the person's mouth and nose. And if you don't have a mask, don't worry, they will give you one. Patients and visitors will still be screened for temperature and symptoms. Also, Walmart employees will now be required to wear face masks at work as well. Employees are encouraged to practice the 6 feet of social distancing as well and wash their hands during shifts. Jay?
Well, Monica, the Erie County Health Department is working to find out who came in contact with employees from FIRELANDS Counseling and Recovery, that is in Sandusky. 7 employees there have tested positive for COVID-19. So anyone who had potentially been exposed will be notified. If you have visited the center located on Hayes Avenue there in Sandusky on or after April 4th, you're asked to contact your case manager or the Mental Health and Chemical Dependency Hotline. The HEINEN'S grocery store in Strongsville is back open after closing due to an employee testing positive for coronavirus there. The owner said crews disinfected the store yesterday, and the employee is now in self-quarantine and has not worked at the store since Thursday. One of the keys to reopening the country is knowing that a second outbreak can be prevented. And the key to that may lie with an army of disease detectives called contact tracers. You've heard that term, no doubt. Some states are already staffing up. NBC's Sam Brock tells us more about that.
In cities desperately fighting to corral the coronavirus.
Trace every person who comes up positive. Trace means investigate.
like New York, Houston, and Los Angeles.
We need to know if you're positive so we can contact people you've come into contact with.
A secret weapon's emerging, critical to combating second and third waves of outbreaks. That's not an app, but a long-standing workforce redeployed.
This is exactly what we've been doing, but with sexually transmitted infections and HIV.
Tech titans like Google and Apple may be working on a digital solution, but people like Guadalupe Valdivinos and 1,600 other disease detectives have been tracking infections for years. Normally, they'd be knocking on doors. Now, with social distancing guidelines, they're reaching out by phone. Their work often taking them to low-income and minority communities, disproportionately impacted by the disease.
Symptoms are very important, the onset of symptoms, the duration of symptoms. Who have they had contact with? Who do they live with?
Without intervention, a person infected with COVID-19 can come into contact with others they know, potentially exposing them. Those individuals can then interact with even more people, perpetuating a vicious cycle. The idea is to break that chain of transmission by isolating the source as quickly as possible.
We need tried and true experts on the ground who know how to do this work.
David Harvey leads the National Coalition of STD Directors and points out a gaping hole in need. A new report from Johns Hopkins advocates adding an extra 100,000 contact tracers, a role Harvey says takes a year to properly train.
If we can bail out the American airline industry with $250 billion, we can sure as heck allocate $250 billion to the public health system.
States like Massachusetts, Minnesota, and Illinois have begun boosting their contact tracer ranks in an effort to meet a surging national need.
And there are so many people doing good right now. We want to showcase some of that for you right now. This is in Ohio City. Surprise care packages were dropped off to dozens of senior citizens at Riverview Towers. The community came together to donate non-perishable food and hygiene items. But the care packages also contain something else to help those seniors pass the time.
Give them something fun to do by including artwork and coloring pages and puzzles pages and word games for them to enjoy during their quarantine.
The volunteers worked for hours to get all those care packages together and delivered, and a huge thanks to them. And we want to see your heroes. Please send a photo and a brief description of your nominee. Just text it to 216-344-3300. We want to share those stories on the air. Again, text the photo to 216-344-3300. We'll reconnect after this.
No matter the weather, wind, rain, or storm, purchase your choice and dinner to go $50 gift card to one of your favorite restaurants. Call in also to ask about Refer A. Tell a friend about Leaf Guard, you get cash back. Tell enough friends, you get free gutters. Call now for your free estimate and dinner to go. Let me keep your gutters clean forever.
After a serious car accident, it can feel like your life is spiraling out of control. Medical treatment can mean big bills, bills you can't pay if you can't work. And you can't work until you get better. It may feel hopeless. Call Nuremberg Paris. We'll help you find a way out.
Nuremberg Paris, fighting for the injured since 1928. 216-777-7700.
Gabriella Rosalina, a married mother of four, founder of the Russo Rosalina Law Firm, helping thousands of families and seniors. Endorsed by Labor and prominent Democrats. Vote Gabriella Rosalina. Difficult times bring opportunity for hope, so cast your vote today for Gabriella Rosalina. your Cuyahoga County Court of Appeals. Paid for by friends of Gabriella Rosalina.
Well, the Garfield Heights Giant Eagle is officially open as a curbside pickup only store. That means customers won't be able to go inside the store to shop. You have to go online, place your order, and then choose an available time to pick it up. Monday through Friday, 8 to 8, Saturday, 9 to 7, and then Sunday, 9 to 5. Jay?
Well, Monica, second only to what the coronavirus can do to our physical health is the worry about the harm that it can do to our financial health, and many are going through that right now. But on that count, NBC's Chris Clackham tells us there may not be much need to worry.
With so many businesses closed because of COVID-19, consumer spending has taken a nosedive.
Even people that are still working and in a position to spend are reluctant to do so, simply because they just really don't know what's around the corner.
Greg McBride at Bankrate says they surveyed 2,500 Americans about spending and investing during the crisis and found over half dialing back on spending, but surprisingly staying the course on investing.
Despite a 30% drop in the stock market, about 2/3 of those that have investment accounts did not do anything with their stock-based investments.
Many still worry, however, what all this economic upheaval is doing to their credit rating. No need for that, though, according to Rod Griffin at Experian.
You don't have to worry about unemployment affecting your credit history or credit scores.
He says that's because the credit bureaus have launched crisis response plans to let lenders know your situation.
Especially if you're going through job loss or income reduction, to show that you're affected by COVID ID and that they're in forbearance or in deferment.
Protecting your credit during a crisis, just in case you need more of it. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Still to come on 3 News Connect, how coronavirus could have long-term impacts on healthcare. Telehealth is seeing a record number of users, and many aren't even for COVID-19. That story when we come right back.
You've heard us talk about LeafGuard for years.
LeafGuard handled it great. We had an awful lot of rain the last couple of days, and we didn't get any clogs at all. All of the rain just went right down through the gutters. All the pine needles slid right off.
And be sure to ask about our flexible installation schedule so you can take advantage of the $99 install sale from LeafGuard. It's simple. You buy LeafGuard from us, we install it for $99. And choose 25 months, no interest financing for a limited time, or your choice of $400 Lowe's gift card with purchase and dinner to go with your in-home estimate at one of your favorite restaurants. Call LeafGuard now.
Many Ohio citizens already live paycheck to paycheck and with minimal or no savings. Unfortunately, some will now be at that tipping point. If you're concerned about keeping your property and income, bankruptcy protection may be the answer. Rouser & Associates, one of the largest consumer bankruptcy firms in the country, is now able to process your entire case remotely without the need for you to leave the safety of your home. Call us, 1-888-8HELP-US.
Stuck at home and binging too much TV? Make this the biggest spring cleanup ever with Cooper Kurtz Disposal. Cooper Kurtz Recycling and Disposal offers a wide variety of containers to fit any project. Basements, attics, garages. No matter what you're cleaning up, we have the container that's right for the job. And once the project is complete, we haul it away. Safe, clean, and reliable. Give Coop a call and get your project started today. Cooper Kurtz Disposal. You call it, we haul it.
Welcome back to 3 News Connect. The Boston Marathon was supposed to be run today, but that too became one of the many sporting event casualties because of the coronavirus. The new date for the historic race is now set for December. On average, 30,000 runners work to qualify to participate in the race. 4 days ago, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker declared a state of emergency. And for the first time since 1945, the Kentucky Derby will not run on the first Saturday in May. What a tradition that is. The 146th Derby is now rescheduled for September 5th. The CEO of Churchill Downs Incorporated says the most recent developments have led us to make some very difficult, but we believe necessary decisions. And our hearts are with those who have been or continue to be affected by this pandemic. Monica?
Well, Americans and their doctors are logging on to telehealth services at record numbers, and many of them are doing it for the first time. And a lot of these virtual visits, well, they're not related to the pandemic. So a way to get medical care for chronic conditions or routine visits, that's why people are logging on. And Sarah Daloff has more.
Nice to see you too. Hi, Dr. Stukas.
It's a visit to the doctor's office minus the office.
That was cool.
12-year-old Ellie Abel getting her allergy prescriptions refilled from the comfort and safety of her home.
No, we're done for the year. We don't have to. Our annual appointment is done. Our prescriptions are refilled. All of our questions were answered.
It's been a smooth transition for pediatric allergist Dr. David Stukas and his patients.
It's really easy.
They're very used to communicating, by text message or social media or things like that. So this is much more natural for them.
1 in 5 Americans now say they've used telemedicine and would do so again, according to a recent survey. The pandemic further driving demand. 80% of doctors say they've seen patients virtually due to COVID-19. Numbers that will likely continue to go up as some regulations are lifted, expanding access, at least temporarily, for Medicare and Medicaid patients. Providers using it for everything from routine visits to urgent care, even initial screenings for coronavirus.
We're just seeing an incredible range of what telemedicine can do.
Dr. Jason Halleck at SOC Telehealth has treated patients virtually for over a decade and believes first-time users will appreciate the convenience and access to specialists nationwide.
We think after COVID-19, there'll be a new balance nationally, and that probably 25% of the care provided in hospitals may be done by telemedicine in the future.
Telemedicine powering up to meet unprecedented demand. Sarah Daloff, NBC News.
And according to that survey, 60% who haven't used telemedicine will try it again if they can. That's a 25% increase from 2 years ago. Well, this is a really fun story we want to tell you about. A shop in Kent that specializes in cake pops created likenesses of what they're calling Ohio's dream team, Daisy Cakes. Put illustrated characters of Governor Mike DeWine, Dr. Amy Acton, Lieutenant Governor John Husted, and Marla, the interpreter, on their newest cake pops. They hope to get permission to sell the treats from the governor's office and send them some of these treats just to say thank you. We love seeing stories like this. So if you have a story you'd like to share, or even just a photo, all you need to do is text it to us, 216-344-3300. We want to share your joy on the air. We'll be back after this.
Over 2,000 ladder-related
was in my hand and I fell off the roof. Damaged my left ankle and my right shoulder.
We eliminated that problem for Clayton. No more climbing a ladder, cleaning the gutters. Get LeafGuard, the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed, and take advantage of the $99 install sale. You buy LeafGuard from us, we install it for $99. Choose 25 months, no interest financing, or $400 Lowe's gift card with purchase from LeafGuard. And dinner to go from one of your favorite restaurants with your in-home estimate. Pick up the phone and call LeafGuard now.
After 2 weeks being closed for the health and safety of both our customers and staff, Helene Kia is open again.
And now more than ever, people need to save money.
So get released from that expensive loan or lease and into a brand new Kia.
With 0 money down,
no payments for 6 months,
and 0% interest for up to 75 months.
Confined to your home?
Get pre-approved right now at HeleneKia.com without hurting your credit score.
Then shop our site virtually,
and we'll deliver your new Kia to you.
Only at Helene Kia
in North Olmsted and Sandusky. Hey, I've got good news for guys suffering from ED and decreased performance. Now you can be at the top of your game again with Cleveland Health Group's revolutionary Gains Wave Therapy. This FDA-cleared treatment uses high-frequency sound waves to break up blockages to actually repair erectile tissue. And it's getting fast results and vastly improving the lives of men who've suffered with ED issues. Get your swing back. Call now or visit their website and find out how they'll improve your performance and change your life.
Welcome back to 3 News Connect. A quick correction. The actual new date for the Boston Marathon is indeed September, not December, as I had stated earlier. Here are the 3 coronavirus headlines making news this noon. Schools across Ohio are lighting their stadiums tonight. They're doing this to honor the graduating class of 2020 that had to sacrifice so much of what is supposed to be a joyous year in their lives. Please take part. A reminder from election officials to request and then send in your mail-in ballots. This is coming on us very quickly, folks. The ballots must be postmarked by April 27th. That is just 1 week from today. And a Columbus man says he mistakenly became a millionaire thanks to the IRS depositing way more money in his account than they should have. It was temporary, though. He said he soon noticed after discovering the millions were in his account that it had been pulled back. These stories and more at WKYC.com and on our WKYC app. Monica?
Well, this weekend was supposed to be prom night for one high school senior, and she, like any other student, was dealing with the fact that it had been canceled until her brother stepped in. Jessica Barreto has more.
Sissy, I know tonight was supposed to be prom night, so will you go to quarantine prom with me?
Yes. It started with a surprise promposal from 9-year-old Tyson to his 18-year-old sister, Jacelyn.
He's the most amazing little boy.
Their mom, Erica, didn't want this pandemic to rob her daughter of another special moment.
My heart, was broken when we found out school was going to be canceled and prom was canceled. Her little brother heard and wanted to be a part of it.
So how did it feel to see your brother walk in there and catch you totally off guard with that?
Oh my God, it was the coolest thing ever. I wasn't expecting any of it.
So Tyson happily stepped up to be her date, while Jacelyn's boyfriend Zach joined remotely. And together they escorted Jacelyn to her own home prom, right in her living room.
The way they put it on, everything was amazing.
Surrounded by a sea of balloons and bright lights, they danced, laughed, and embraced each other's company.
We just gotta make the most of what we have.
For this brother and sister, prom turned out better than they could have ever expected.
This has been the best night of my life. It's been so fun.
Best night ever. I couldn't have asked for anything more, and I'm pretty special and lucky that I have them in my life.
They got to make this night their own and build these memories together.
It's cool that I get to take my brother to his first prom, and he gets to take me to my last.
Definitely a prom to remember, I'm sure. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be here again at noon tomorrow for 3 News Connect. Jay?
Monica, we'll see you at noon tomorrow. Also, don't forget, we're back at 5. Betsy Kling joins me for What's New. We'll see you then.
As temperatures warm, water that pools and